Hi everyone, welcome back and thanks for joining me today. This is Jana with Purple Girl Crafts. Today we're going to be making this card. This card, I'm calling it a column pop-out card. So I'm holding it so you can see. This is when you're looking at it from the front. This is how you would see it. It does stand up, so it'll be a nice display card. It measures 5 by 7. And I use just regular black cardstock and then 2 pattern papers. The Ladybugs I did draw. And then I just used some die cut letters that I had already cut out. So let's just get started. So we need our scoreboard and our first piece. This is going to be cut at 7 by 5, and this will be for the back of the card. Then we need one piece that is 8.5 by 5. We're going to turn that back on the 8.5 inch side, and we're going to score at 2 inches, 4 inches, 6 inches, and 8 inches. So you should have your 4 score marks. Then we need 2 pieces, and these are going to be 3 1/4 by 4 3/4. Next, we need 6 pieces, and these will be cut at 4 3/4 by 1 3/4. Then we need 4 pieces, and these are cut at 1 3/4 by 1/2. These are just little tabs. They don't really need to be that long. Then I'm just going to fold them in half. Now you could score them first in half and then fold them. But I'm just going to do all these. And then I'm going to grab my bone folder and we're going to just crease out that fold. So you want to make sure that's really tight and flat. So we'll set those aside. And then we're done with the scoreboard. So let's move that out of the way. We're going to take that base piece that we had, that is 8.5 by 5. We're going to score all of these out, just crease out those score marks, and you just want to fold them all in the same direction. I'm just lining up the edge to make sure it's straight and creasing that out. And we'll do that last fold. So this is the piece that you'll have, and this is for the center column. I'm going to grab my glue, and we're just going to glue this tab down. You could use tape on here if you wanted to again. So I'm just going to lay it flat out and then just close it on itself. And then I'm just going to open it just enough just to make sure I've got those edges even. And then crease out those fold marks. And I'm going to do it on all of them. So I'm just going to flip it and crease it one more time just to make sure that it is really, really straight and that the creases are really nice. And so that is the piece that you'll get. And again, this is for the center of the card. Next, for the back of the card, we're going to put down these 2 pieces, but before we do that, we need to put those little tabs on there. So I'm going to grab my ruler and a pencil, and we're going to make some marks on here. So the middle of this is 3 1/2. So I'm going to mark at 3 1/2 on the top and the bottom. Just grabbing those little tabs, and these are going to be put on each side. So what we're going to do is we're also going to turn the card, and on that line, I'm going to go down about 1 inch and just draw just a little bit line, just so I make sure I have enough room. Oh, my bottom line is off. Yeah, I only did 3 1/4. Okay, so 3 1/2. So that center line is right. Okay. So where I put those 2 marks, and again, they're just about 1 inch from the edge, we're going to glue one side of it. You want the tabs to be facing, the opening to be facing out. So we're just going to glue that right next to that line that we did. It doesn't have to be perfectly even because no one's going to see these. They're just going to hold the piece in on the card. And then we'll put one next to it, again, making sure that the flap is out. I'm just going to put glue on my cardstock. because these will get glued down again, and I'll show you what I mean in a minute. And then you just want to make sure they're even, just like that. And then we'll do the other side. I'm just going to grab these both together, making sure that they're facing outward, and then just let those two up to each other, just like that. You could have used black cardstock. I just didn't know if the black cardstock would show through the white pieces, so that's why I used the white, but you can use any color cardstock for that. Now on this piece, we want to make sure that the seam is in the back, and it's going to sit just right here like this. So I'm going to take it, I'm going to line it up, so it's just, the seam is on the bottom, and we're going to glue it to those tabs. So we're going to glue one side first. And I'm just putting glue on those white tabs. And then I'm going to make sure, again, the seam is at the bottom. And I'm just going to line it up so it's right in that fold. And even with the edge of the card. So just like that. Then we're going to glue the other two pieces. So we'll put glue on those other two sides. And then you can just lay it right on top of it, or you can pull the tabs up, making sure they're on there, and then just push it down. So this is what you will have so far. And it does move freely on there, so it's not like something that's solid. Now we're going to take these two pieces and we're going to glue these down. And these are the two bigger, lighter paper that we did. And I'm just going to lay that down now so you can see, you're only going to see just a little bit of that white piece, but I wasn't sure if the black cardstock would show through the paper because it's very thin paper. And then we'll do the other side. Same thing, just glue that down. And then that's what we have so far. As you can see, it does wiggle. So next, we're going to put on the pieces on the outside. Now, all these are the same. So we're going to do 4 on the outside and 2 on the inside. So I'm just going to glue all of these down. If you want, you can do layers and mats on here because it would just add to the weight of the card. I don't think it would hurt it any. I just did the one layer, but actually putting a metallic paper behind it or something probably be really cute. All right, so we're doing the last one. And that is, so all 4 sides of the outside of the cube. Then we're going to put 2 on the inside. Now you could have put these on before, but it's just as easy to do it this way. So I'm going to put glue on it. And I'm just going to push it so it's kind of like sideways or at a diagonal. And then just put it in and then lay it flat on that bottom piece that's on there. I'm just making sure it's even. I've got clearance of art, same distance on each side. All right, that looks good. And then we'll do the other one on the other side. Now you could also put paper on all 4 sides, but you're really not going to see it. I just did it so you could see on the 2 back sides. So again, I'm just going to put it in there, kind of turn it, and then just lay it down. Making sure I've got that border. And that's it. Okay, next are the embellishments. So I have these 2 bees that or ladybugs that I drew. I kind of like them up here like this. I'm just going to put my glue on here just to hold it down. All right, so I'm just going to move those out of the way. I like the way they are. Now I've got my letters and I've got flying by. I'm doing this really quick. So right now what I'm doing is I'm lining them up. I'm going to go horizontal, vertical, horizontal on the flying. And then I'll do bye to and say hi. And then I'm using my wasabi tape. And if your letters do come off, you can move them when they're on the wasabi tape. That's a good thing about using this, to keep them lined up. And right now I'm just testing to see where I want them. So I'm going to do this to all the letters. And I do think that we're going to put the 2 ladybugs on, one on top, one on bottom. Also going to grab some tape and just secure those down just so I can see where they are. This is my favorite way of doing this so that I can make sure that things look good before I start gluing things down. We'll do the next one. We'll do it right about there. So we're going to put the bye next to it. So I'm reading it right to left or left to right. We'll do 2 on the bottom. I will fix those just to make them a little bit straighter. Right now, it's just to make sure that I've got them where I want them and that they look good. There's nothing worse than putting letters on and then realizing you run out of space. You put say on there, and we'll do hi going up and down. Just like that. And then we'll put those in the middle. I'll bring those in further too then. All right, so I like the layout on this. So next what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take these off. And I'm going to use my Barely Art glue. And I'm just going to put dots on the letters. This is the easiest way to do it so you don't get too much glue on it, but you get enough on there that they will stay down. And I'm just going to push this out of the way, just enough just so we can see. Make sure that's in the middle, just about like that. That's right. That's good right there. And then I'm just going to push those down and then slowly peel off the tape. You want to make sure that your letters do stay down. Oh, my tape is splitting. Okay, let's see if I can get this. Okay, good. It's coming off. All right, so now I have my flying, and then I'm going to do the last sets of letters. And again, it's just easier just to do some just quick dots on the letters. This glue is pretty thin and it comes out pretty fast. And I'll put those right in the center. Try to line my card up just to make sure I get it pretty centered on here. It's kind of hard to see because I'm working at an angle. All right, so those look good there. And I'm going to speed this up and do the rest of them. And you just want to make sure that when you're pulling it, that you're pulling them, you don't pull it too fast because you will move the letters. You want to make sure that they're fully down before you, or dry, not dry, but fully down before you start pulling on them. And then for the high, I'm going to center it so it's in the center of the Y and the I on flying. My eye got moved, so I'm just going to use my tweezers just to place it back. And then we'll put the high so it's just about the same height as the Y and the I on flying, like I said. So just like that. So that is the basics of the card. Then I'm going to glue these 2 ladybugs down. I want to make sure that he is not over the top of the card because this card does measure 5 by 7, so I don't want them hanging out because then they'll get in the way of the envelope. So the one last thing is I have these ladybug stickers. And instead of using embellishments, I'm going to put one up on the top corner. And then we'll do 2 at the bottom. Let's do them on the other side. Let's do them over here. And then we'll put that one there. So those look good that way. So that is the card that we made today. I want to thank you for joining me. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so. Also, please follow me on Facebook. I'll be giving away some more designs in the next couple of days to a week. So until then, happy crafting. See you soon. Bye-bye.